Hello everyone. So first of all, my name is Abdul Rauf and this is the third video about the introduction to deep learning. So in this video we will talk about the gradient descent and what it is actually is. Okay, so let's start our video with the definition of gradient descent. So basically, gradient descent is an algorithm for minimizing loss while training a neural network. So when we train a neural network, we want to as much as possible decrease the loss. That's why we use gradient. It will find the global minimum. Global minimum is like the least of the least loss we can find in an for example in mountain or like this. It is basically a part of calculus. You may know. Okay, so let's see how gradient descent work. So basically, gradient descent start with a random choice of weights, like a random weight. Then it will calculate a gradient based on all the data points. It will try to find the lowest point by seeing all the data points and see which is the minimum which have the minimum loss direction that will lead to decreasing loss. So it will see the loss, which have the less loss, and then choose that point and then update the weight. After that, it will update the weights accordingly, and it will repeat that again and again, after again and again, so that you can get a global minimum rather than local minimum. Okay, so yeah, basically this is the gradient descent, but gradient descent is very like a complex one because it will see all data points. That's why it is very complex and it will take a lot of time for calculations. Hence we use another type of gradient descent which is known as a stochastic gradient descent. In this setting, it is the same process, but it will find only one data point at a one time. Now you can see the one data point at one time. So that's why it will not get too much complicated and it will be less in calculations. But we have the drawbacks if we use static SGD rather than using the gradient descent. So the mid one is for us to use is the mini batch gradient descent. In the mini batch gradient, basically we use one small batch in the data points, all the data points. We create some small data batches, and then we use that to calculate the gradient descent, and then we decrease the loss based on that. So basically, this is the difference between gradient descent, static gradient descent, and mini batch gradient descent. So if you want to use the the most complex one, you can use the gradient descent, but if you want to use a less one, then you can use the static gradient descent, which is also very good. And then if you want to use the mid one between the static and gradient descent, you can use a mini batch gradient descent. So yeah, this is all about the gradient descent. Now let's see the code. How can we implement gradient descent? So we can implement gradient descent with this code. First, you have to import TensorFlow. Then you can use the model selection. And then you can also import layers. Like you can also already improve. Then you create some. Then I create some random data for x and y, and then I create a single neuron with a sequential network. Then I use the linear activation function. Then I compile this with the Keras SGD. Now you can see I'm using the optimizer SGD learning rate of 0.1, and then the loss is the mean square error. And then I fit the epoch with the 100 epoch. It will repeat 100 times, and then I create a base size of x, so it will be the x size. So you can create a gradient descent with this. If you want to create a what you call it, if you want to create other type of SGD, you can use this like SGD.fit. And if you want to use mini patch, you can use this. And this one was what do we call it, the gradient descent. And this is the SGD. And you can also create the mini patch here with using the mini patches. Okay, so yeah, this was all. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.